It was hell. Candy cream chocolate.
Okay, Jordan is walking toward the building. At one point, her angle of elevation is 28. All right, everybody paying attention here? So we can get this question right tomorrow. Here's the building. Her angle of elevation, everybody remembers what that means, is 28 degrees. Now she's going to walk 15 more minutes at a speed of 2 miles an hour, so she's walking toward the building, so now she's here. And the angle of elevation is 31 degrees. How tall is the building? In order to answer questions about triangles, you need to have information about the triangle. At this moment, I do not have enough information about anything to solve. I gotta have at least 3 pieces of information about a triangle before I can solve it. So, is there anything I don't have in there that I could put in?
Angle.
I got lots of other angles I could put in. For example, Katie, what angles were you thinking?
The top one in the big triangle. Oh, it is. That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's 90 and that's 31, so this would have to be what? 59, is my arithmetic right? All right, do I know any others? Any other information?
You find the other angle at the bottom.
This one I know would have to be what? These make a linear pair.
149.
So 149, and then I got a 28 and a 49. What does that make? So is this like 3 or something? So I know every angle in the whole picture. I can't solve a triangle based on just angles though. I need at least one side. Do I know any information about any of the sides? This one right here I know stuff about. What do I know about that side? What does that side represent?
15 minutes.
15 minutes at 2 miles an hour. So how far is that? If you walk 15 minutes at 2 miles an hour, how far have you walked?
Probably have to do the math.
Yeah, probably have to do the math. Distance equals rate times time. So what's your rate?
2 miles.
2 miles an hour. What's your time? Well, be
So
careful. Don't say 15 minutes. This is 2 miles per hour.
1/4.
So 1/4 of an hour. So how far did we go? 0.5? Half a mile, 0.5? Now, once you've got a side, you're good. But that side has to do with this triangle. So we can solve that triangle. But really, the question is over here. So what piece of information about this triangle would it be good for me to know? What would you like to know that will help you maybe find that X over there? This one right here? We call that H for hypotenuse. If I had that, then I would be able to find what I needed. So let's work on finding this. Lost signs or cosines? So sine 28 over H equals sine 3 over 1/2. So H equals 0.5 sine 28 over sine 3. And I got a number, 4.485 and so on. Now how does that help me? That's not the answer to the question. How does that help me?
Now we can do sine formula.
Now I can do the law of sines, or I can just do SOHCAHTOA
Or
if I
that.
wanted. It's a right triangle, either one, doesn't matter, they're both fine. But I could just say sine 31 equals x over h. So x equals h sine 31.
Yeah.
So I'll just take the number on my screen and hit times sine 31. And I got 2.31. And the unit on that would be miles, which of course is crazy to be the height of a building, but that's the way it worked out. Because I made the problem up. Anybody else see something on pre-quest 1 that you've got a question about?
We did 2C.
2C. 2C. Find the area of the triangle. And we got 48,
Oh my.
and a 52, and a 16. We want the area of that triangle. Now, right now, we have two ways of finding area. Well, we have three if you count 1/2 base times height. But the strategies we've been using to find area are what? What are our area ideas? 1/2 side, side, sine, and Hero's formula. Now, I want you to think about both of those. 1/2 side, side, sine. What do I not have that I need?
Another side.
Another side. Heroes would be even worse because to use heroes you need all three sides. So before I can find the area of this triangle, I'm going to have to find another side. Does it matter which side I find? Nope. You just need to find another one. So what's the measure of this angle?
80.
80. So if we want to find side H, and again, it doesn't matter, find a side. If I find side H, how will I do that? Sine 80 over 16, remember it's sine angle over side, equals sine 52 over H. So 16 sine 52 over sine 80, Katie Klein, you paying attention? So that will give me side H, which is not the answer to the question. But once I have that, okay, which is now on my calculator, 12.8. Once I have this, then I can find the area by doing what?
16 times.
1/2, you'll get the 1/2. 16 times H times sine 48.
How do you know what angle to choose?
You have to use the angle that's between the sides. So as soon as I found H, I knew I was going to use 48. If I would have found C, I would have used 52. Now, H is still on my calculator. I haven't done anything. It's still sitting there. So I'm going to take that times 16 times 1/2 times sine 48. And the area is 76.11. There's a mistake on the answer sheet. The answer is 76.11, not what's on the answer sheet. Sorry about any confusion that may have caused you. I have no idea what I did.
That was.
Setup is correct. I have no idea if I just typed it in wrong or what.
I think it was in radians.
Oh, I had my calculator in radians. What an idiot. What's that my calculator in radians for? I mean, nothing on here is in radians. Why did I do that? I don't know. Who knows? 76.11. All right, anything else on pre-quest number 1? All right, let's look at pre-quest number 2 then. This will be tonight's homework. just worked together and hopefully ironed out the kinks for problem number 3 and problem number 5. So hopefully you're masters at those because you just helped each other, hopefully, do that. Let's refresh our memories on problem number 1. I'll just do F. The answer to problem number 1 is 0, 1, or 2. But you have to show some work. You can't just guess 0, 1, or 2. So what kind of work do we show? What kind of work do we show in a situation like this where you are asked how many triangles are possible? What work do we show?
Make the proportion or whatever.
Make a proportion, the law of sines. So sine 50 over 12 equals sine h, oops, alert, right? Over 13. So sine h equals 13 sine 50 over 12. And sometimes when you do this, what happens?
Doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out, which that would be the case if you had no solutions. Now let's see if it works out. If you get an error message, you know you've got no solutions. Okay, I got an answer. I got 56.09. When I just type this into my calculator and second signed. Now immediately then, over to the side, I have to consider another possible angle measurement for angle H. Besides 56, what else do I need to consider?
180 minus.
180 minus that, or 123.91. Now, can I have a 50 and a 123? Yes. When I say can I have it, the only thing that would prevent me from having it is if these two added up to more than 180, right? And they don't. So how many triangles are possible? 2. And if you want to get credit for this problem, I have to see this number and this number. Because then I know you know what you were doing. If you don't draw the triangles and all that, that's up to you. But I need to see these two numbers. Got it? So nobody says, oh, I had the right answer. I don't care, because you can guess the right answer. I want to see your work. All right, so we're okay with that. What's the strategy for number 4? We're going to split it up, and since the question specifically asks for AC, I guess we'll split it up that way. How can you find the length of that diagonal AC?
So, whatever's left divided by 2.
It's either the law of sines or the law of cosines. Gang, your skill set for this quiz is incredibly tiny. Law of sines, law of cosines, area. That's it. So every problem you do, if you are looking for a length or an angle, it's law of sines or law of cosines. That's it. There's only options. If you're looking for an area, then you do area. Here we're looking for a length. So focus your beady little eyes on the triangle. Do you have enough information or the right information for the law of sines? No. Because in order to have the law of sines, you've got to have an angle and its side. And we don't have that. Do do not even assume you know anything about these angles. You don't. You know together they make what, 58? But that's not bisected, so I have no idea how big either one of those is. So I'm going to do my law of cosines. And what's the law of cosines say? X squared, 6 squared, times cosine 122. Now, because there's no variable in here, that one you can just type in and hit square root, and that will be your answer. This is all just numbers, so you're good. Just type it all in, hit square root, that's it. Now, we want the area of that shape. Now, that's the area of the whole parallelogram. Don't lose sight of that. Could you find the area of this triangle? I'll call it number 1.
Yeah.
How would you find the area of triangle number 1?
1/2 side.
1/2 6 times 14 times sine 122. And then remember to do what? Times 2, right? To get the area of the whole parallelogram. This quest is 1 page front and back. Law of sines, law of cosines, area. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, your homework tonight is pre-quest number 2. Tomorrow we'll take the quest and then we will start our vector unit. Caesar, Sam, will you